Good evening. Tonight we'll be doing something similar to the medicine stick in the Fallout New Vegas video game. I'm going to throw those images up right now. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is a ring of some sort. I had a few friends at work weld this up for me just for this project. Leather lace and scissors, and this is just for the medicine wheel. Alright, so we don't need it to be this thick. So you're going to take your scissors, and this is a very time-consuming process, and it's also easy to mess up. But you want to just take the tip and just snip it in half the best you can. And yes, it's easy to mess up on this. I've done it way too many times before. I was making a friend a necklace. It was going to be a 4-lace braid out of just one single piece of leather lace. I easily went through 6 to 7 different laces before I finally got it. Alright, so now I'm going to flip you around, angle you down, then you can see it from an above view. See, it likes to get really close to that edge, but you don't want it to do that. So once you get it just right, use your thumb and forefinger just to kind of hold it in place. And I can't tell you how much is going to be enough. There's a good chance that when I do stop this, it'll be just a little short. So I'm just going to go beyond that point then. There's nothing wrong with second guessing yourself if it makes something work. Because blindly following your intuition, yeah, sometimes it pays out, but sometimes it also doesn't. Alright. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, so I'm at the halfway point here. So I've successfully cut half the lace to its halfway point. So we're just going to take one section off. We'll go with this thinner one. That way if it is short, at least I got a little more room for air. Alright, so now that we're going to test it. Sorry, my cat's in heat, so she's getting a little vocal right now. So what you're going to do here is you're going to wrap the leather around the hoop. And then you're just going to keep wrapping it. And if it goes all the way, well then I'm going to have to start gluing it. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure my cat doesn't attack my screen. We'll try to do this at the same time. This is another one of those that's going to take a while processes. According to what I know about the medicine wheel, you don't want the leather to overlap on each other. You want them to be side by side, kind of like that. So you're probably going to glue, you're going to glue the first loop to itself and then probably the walls together. But right now, I just want to make sure I have enough leather to complete the wheel. Alright, I'll get back to you and I will let you know. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, give me a sec here. So we cut that lace in half, correct? And we cut it up to the halfway point, correct? And we wrapped it around. I was just that short of completing the wheel. So, I'm going to cut a little more. I'm probably going to cut another quarter. So, it'll be the remaining thin lace will be 3/4 of the entire length of the lace. I believe it's 48 inches. It might be a little bit more. I have the sticker around here somewhere. I'll check that out in a bit. But I was that close. Because the idea is we're going to wrap around here, and then you're going to break the rule a little bit and overlap your beginning section. Run the lace across here. Wrap around. Then you're going to cut another piece of lace. Wrap it around here. Come across. Wrap it around here. And that's a complete wheel. So I think another 3/4, another quarter of that lace should do the job. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so this leather lace, it is 1/8 by 72 inches. All right, now that we got that part out of the way, here's the new lace that I just got done cutting. Oh, crap baskets. Maybe. No, it is. Okay, whew. Some Gorilla Glue. Alright. Now, the wheel could be any size you want. I believe mine roughly is a 2-inch wheel. So. Hi, Mama. That's so, So, a little dab. Right there. All right. Now we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to wrap it. And I will get back to you once this is dry and wrapped. All right. So, take our super glue again. Little dab. Mama. Get a little on top. Pull over. Wrap around. Come straight down. Add another dab. Pull taut. Add a dab on the back piece. There we are. And down. Get off the table, dork. Alright, now we're just going to let that dry. Then we're going to do the same. We're going to cut off this part here. What's loose anyway. And we're going to go this direction about it. Doing the same thing. Only not going to wrap it though. Alright, so now we're going to take this piece here. We're going to go under. And then we're going to go over once I can get it. Like that. Now we're going to take our lace. Now my concern is doing this too taut because I don't want to ruin it. So I'm just going to gently work it to the center. I think that's right. This is my first attempt at making one. So for right now, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to leave these fringes here because I do plan to get some feathers to attach to it. Alright, now let's move on to the stock. Alright, what I have here is a Uberti 44 Remington 18-inch barrel repeating carbine. It was one of the first cap and ball carbines produced. There were about 3,000 of them between the years of 1866 and 1876. Like I said, it's got an 18-inch barrel and a walnut stock, and the stock is what we'll be working on. But for safety reasons, because I know some of you, this is a cap and ball, meaning until I actually load it and put a nipple, well, a cap on one of the nipples, this gun will not go off. But it's always good to have good safety practices. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the ramrod, bring that down, pull the cylinder pin, pull the hammer just slightly back, and roll it out. There. No rounds. No caps. Now the gun is completely safe. Alright, so for the back here, we're gonna wrap it in black leather. And so let's get on that part. Alright, as you can see, this piece of leather is very misshapen, but it's okay because we're only gonna cut what we need. But this piece here is 13 at the base and 13.5 at the top. From the top to the bottom, it is almost 10 inches. From the smallest section, 7 3/4. Alright. The stock, however, that we are leather wrapping, you can wrap as much of it as you want or as little as you want. I'm going to go from this brass piece here to this bend here. So my leather needs to be at least 6 inches. So let's flip it over and mark 6 inches. We'll clean that up there. Here's my black Sharpie. There's 6 inches. Alright, so let's cut that out real quick and we'll clean it. And it's not hard to cut that. You can use a box cutter if you wish. I am going to use scissors. And I don't think you need me to show you how to use scissors. Alright, so now that we have that cut, the plan is to have it wrap around here, which I've already explained. And we're going to use furniture nails. My plan is I'm going to go down its spine on both sections, around it at the narrow and thick section. And I'm also going to do it on this back fold here. Alright, and then, but before I do that, I also want to attach a small little pouch here, which will hold medicine. So let's make the pouch, and then we're going to attach it onto this. And I'll show you what the medicine is and why it's important to Native American tribes. Alright, so using the remaining leather, we're just going to fold a little square like that. And then we're going to cut, well, I don't know, whatever you're comfortable with. Because the idea is, we're going to stitch these sides together, but we're also going to stitch it onto the rifle stock. We have a small flap here. It's going to close like that. And that's what will hold our medicine. Now our medicine, it also comes down to what tribe you're from. But most tribes use sage, tobacco, cedar. I'm from getting one. Sage, tobacco, cedar. Crap. You know, when it comes back to me, I'll let you know. Tobacco is for the ancestors. Sage is for the spirit world. And I forgot what cedar is, and that's another one I will let you know as soon as I remember. For sacred animals, it is usually the elk, bear, eagle, and depending what tribe you're from, the fourth one is a tortoise. And they're really big to most of the mountain and plains tribes. Alright, so now we're going to take our leather punch. Let me find it real quick. So I'm going to put you on pause. And I'm back. Alright, so we're going to punch down this side. We're punch down this side. We're going to use our black Sharpie again. And we're going to mark it on the gun stock. Well, the leather to the gun stock. And then we're going to stitch it all together while it's like that. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, so to figure out the placement of the medicine pouch onto the weapon stock, you're going to lay it on there. Use a Sharpie. You're just going to go through the holes. This should mark it. And then, well, it's pretty self-explanatory from there. Leather punch, leather, and done. So, let us see. Okay, you can barely see it on the camera. I can see it just fine though, because there's a dot, 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 there's a dot. Alright, so we're gonna punch those out and stitch it on. Alright, so instead of using pre-existing lace like we did with the will, we're gonna make our own lace from this darkened saddle strap. I'm not sure if it's maroon or burgundy, but it's one of the two. And we're gonna take our scissors, and similar to what we did with the saddle string, we are going to cut, but we're only going to use 1/8 of an inch. So all I did in my mind anyways, I divided this into 4 little sections, and I'm at least going to go about 5, maybe 6 inches out and see how that works. And then if that doesn't, I'll just get longer until it does work, upon which I will, well, self-explanatory, stitch the bag to the rifle stock. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, so here's my medicine pouch. This is sage. White sage is the most powerful. This unfortunately is not white sage. So I broke that up as you can see. Put that in my pouch. Cedar chips from a cedar log. No, probably not gonna need that much. Tobacco leaves. My mother said native tobacco is the best. What I got here is just what you get a chew pouch, and she said it'd work, but it's not as good. So that also goes in the pouch. Right. So now my little medicine pouch has medicine in it. We're gonna feed its straps through the top holes. That left one just doesn't want to cooperate right now. Got it. Alright. Take our medicine wheel, place that on top. Now we don't want it too tight because we don't want to bust through that top of the north point. Move you down a little bit. Now we're going to take our lower one. Same thing. Tie it down. And the rest from here is just nailing it to the woodstock. Alright, there we go. I'll trim those back later. Get rid of all this extra. And then when I'm done tacking it onto my rifle stock, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, and here we are. I didn't do the bottom. I'll get to that one later. Here's the back. I'm going to trim... Actually, I'll probably just leave that there. Anyhow, the medicine stick, also called the spirit stick, were often used during Native American rituals to rid people of bad spirits, and during the 19th and 20th century, yep, that's correct, Native Americans would often decorate their Western firearms similar to the way I just did, using beads, feathers, and nails. So yeah, this is the medicine stick, influenced from the video game Fallout New Vegas. I really enjoyed it. It was fun for me, and I hope you like it as well. Alright, thank you. Have a beautiful night, and we will see you on the next project.